Star Wars photography photo shoot. I've had this idea now for probably about, I don't know, 6 months. It's been tossing and turning in my head, and I was like, fine, I just got to jump in and do it. So I ordered about $350 worth of things from Amazon. Apparently, fish tank aquarium rocks are very, very expensive. Who knew? So I ordered a bunch of stuff. We'll be returning it after the shoot, but today we got in enough stuff to start kind of laying out my idea. So I got this like wooden tree. This came first in the mail here, so I'm going to be putting this to use as a foreground subject. And then behind me here, I kind of laid down just some like cardboard black kind of like layout, and just put it on top of like an old box that I had just to lift it up. And then on top of that, I got aquarium rock, and I just kind of spread that out real thin, like really thin. Probably should have another one. Honestly, if I shoot above at all, it's gonna look atrocious. But most of it, most likely, is going to be kind of very much eye level. And the game plan here is we're gonna do quite a bit. We're gonna have this as a foreground object. That might get beaten up a little bit. We're gonna have stars, as I got this as well. My house is a mess, sorry. I got this starry background that eventually kind of will get laid out behind this, and we're going to set up some lights. Overall, it should be very interesting as we carry forward. I also got this grass too, so I ordered this grass that I'm going to smash up just to give the black dirt just a little bit more of an element of depth. So just trying to break this material down into like a really fine powder, essentially, that's going to be sprinkled across the desolate black wasteland of a planet. It's a little bit too long out of the box. Like the strand is it's just too big. We need powder to just really make this stuff finely spread. I should not have laid the rock down first. That was a dumb idea on my part. I got too carried away. Just kind of peppering it over. So currently just been stacking a bunch of this grass material on top of that tree branch there, and just kind of building it up almost to make it look like it's full. Now from above it looks like a mess, but when we bring the camera down at eye level, that's where things start to get a little bit more interesting, you see. So we're going to be looking at a perspective of just about yay high. And so we got that grass kind of spread out through here. So it's coming along. So currently just got my model in, and I'm just going around lightly with a permanent Sharpie and just kind of painting specific little areas, different colors, to help make this pop off the background and just give it a little bit more worn authenticity to the ship. I don't want to overdo it, but I am looking for a little bit more of that like beat up, old, aged kind of thing, and just kind of simply going around and highlighting certain areas very gently to kind of just give it like the rustic old look. Alright, so currently a lot of stuff has changed when it comes to our set build, so let's go ahead and take a look. This is our set. As you can see, there's a lot going on. We got finally this nice big rock sculpture from Amazon. This is essentially a fish tank rock. We also have a fish tank rock here. And then you can see that the ground actually has multi-colors. And I really wanted to play with that a little bit, because if you go outside, the ground's not all one color. And the black, although it looked really nice, clean, I wanted more depth, texture, and just distance. And I felt like by giving the ground multiple colors, it would help kind of pull your eye through the image. And as we come down here, you can kind of see that it helps kind of give everything life to these images. This is actually cayenne pepper, giving us that red raw dirt material color. And then this is baby powder that I kind of spread out just to make it almost look like maybe a little bit of snow or something like that has landed on this desolate island. I would say it's coming together pretty nicely. Again, trying to make sure that we had plenty of angles that we can shoot at. I didn't want to be limited by space, and I wanted it to make it feel real. Now, one of the issues I had while doing this is I started out with these really small, really cool small action figures. Like really small. You guys got a thumbtack in there for size comparison. But as great as these are, one of the problems I had with them is that this set was actually so big that to scale some of it didn't make sense. I could put up these guys and they almost didn't, they don't work. So currently on my way to Walmart in the middle of the night because I decided that I'm this far in. And I was like, those little figurines, which are super cool and they're gonna work for a project, are not gonna do it for me in the long run. And I picked up a couple of these guys. And they're just medium-sized figures, but in all honesty, they stand a lot more accurate to size comparison on our map. I personally think they just really helped our images stand out and go to the next level. Now let's take a look at lighting. Lighting is something I spent a crap ton of time on design-wise. I went over and over and I have multiple lights in different areas. So currently we have lights and a fog machine right there. The fog's gonna help give it an extra layer of depth. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I have a blue kicker light highlighting this area. And then I have this little light with a tinfoil flag on, essentially to just shape the light so it didn't spill all over and just kind of highlight that tree down there to give it just a little bit of a top glow. I did work with flash, but those are currently off at the moment. And then back here, again, I'm using some barn doors to shape the light. So these are barn doors on this thing. We're shaping the light, and I just wanted to give this kind of a halo kick light, backlight back there. I also have a flashlight down here, and I'll turn this flashlight on, as you can see. And what this flashlight is doing is giving me a round light. So the sky is almost looking like the sun sinks down versus if I'm shining it directly at it, or, you know, all these different areas. By simply setting it down just on the side like that, the sun is now setting in the horizon. And you can see that from this angle. And especially when we come down to our eye level with the proper lighting, you can definitely see all those different lights working together. And last but not least, back to set design, I have this ship actually floating in the background, hung up by a fishing line attached to my ceiling. So that way the ship can change angles during the shoot just simply by spinning it, so we can get the rear of the ship, the front of the ship, watch the light kind of glisten off different angles of that ship as it spins and twirls. And remember, we're taking photographs, so it just gets a different angle. I think I also might move it back a little bit further for tonight's shoot as well. So just push it back behind the rocks to give it some distance to some of our subjects to make it look like it's flying way in the sky in the background. Play with it. The set's meant to be able to be moved around, you know, don't keep everything as it is. Change things around until you get it right. Please keep in mind, I'm not a professional toy photography artist. This is my second time ever doing toy photography. These are my shots from my first one, and this set was me taking that to the next level and wanting to do my absolute best that I personally know how to do. I might not be doing it right. I'm just doing the best that I can, but regardless, these are some of the shots from this specific shoot. I think a couple of key takeaways from what I've learned so far with toy photography is lighting, which is in every photo shoot, are crucial. I think that even being this high, it doesn't feel right. It still is a toy. But by bringing this down, and I mean way down, I want to see dirt and make him feel larger than life and very powerful and strong. And I feel like being low and using that foreground or ground itself as the object like this, it's gonna give it a lot more life than if I start pulling it up or shooting here even, or here. That's not good, not good. That's better, good, great. I feel like anywhere below that eye line is going to feel so much more real than this even. It just feels too much like a toy shoot. So getting that camera low and making him feel larger than life is crucial to making this shot stand out. But hey, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys liked it. Let me know what you think of these shots and everything in the comments section. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I taught it right. And thanks for hanging out with me during this experience. Again, this was my second time ever doing toy photography, so hopefully we enjoyed it. Thanks so much for following along. Hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe. I would love all of that. Appreciate all of you guys, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.